I'm the Hoppy Ferret, and I'm here to review a beer that I bought in a glass that I definitely didn't buy. The beer that I'm reviewing today is Shore Leave by BrewDog. It's a 4.3% ABV amber ale. It comes in this 440ml can. You can get it from Sainsbury's, I believe it was, for about £3, but you can find them in 4-packs every now and then. And it's a good fridge filler, I think. Amber ale isn't the trendiest of styles, and probably not the one that you would most expect to come from a craft brewery. But this is a really good amber ale, I think, and it's a really interesting style. You're seeing a lot of breweries now moving away from sort of the craft beer boom with the IPAs, the West Coast and the New Englands. There was a little bit of a lager resurgence over the past few years, and I think that's sort of still going. And you know, some of these sort of more traditional styles are coming out. I think a lot of the craft beer boom was from people thinking, well, I'm not going to drink what my dad or my granddad drinks, and now it's sort of, well, I'm going to drink what my granddad drinks. I know that my grandfather certainly appreciates an amber ale, a bitter, and I'm yet to actually get him to try this, so Grandad, I'm coming for you. Without further ado, let's get this out into a glass and see what we get. I'm quite interested by BrewDog's, let me just move back. I'm quite interested by BrewDog's marketing, especially when it comes to their cans. So I was talking about how I'm quite interested in BrewDog's marketing. I mean, I always have been. I think they've been a great company for their marketing, not a great marketing company, different things. They're a beer company. And occasionally, I think, well, cider and vodka and rum company. But anyway, before I get into the cans, let's actually talk about what you're here for, and that's the beer review. So it's described as an amber ale, and if I can get that. Disaster. I was filming and then I got a message pop up on the camera saying that the memory card was full, so I've had to let the beer sit for a little bit while there was some technical magic done on it that I don't actually understand, but thankfully my girlfriend does, and everything seems to be working fine now. So let's get back into the review. I think I'd already shown you the colour, but I'll come up again and show you that. I was saying it's, you know, when you put it up to the light, they say it's an amber ale. It's looking quite orangey to me, and then when I properly get it up against the light, it's, you know, it is orange. And I remember doing the BrewDog beer school, and Shore Leave was one of the brews that I had to guess, and it was next to an alt beer, which seemed more amber than it. So it was next to a lager, but the lager seemed more like an amber ale. So I got the two mixed up, and you know, initially I thought, well, they just got them the wrong way round, but no, clearly I did get them the wrong way round, and I'm just trying to make up excuses for not getting 4 out of 4 in a beer tasting test, which, there we are. So on the aroma, yeah, it smells like an amber ale. Get some of that orange coming through. Not that that translates from the visuals, but that's not what predominates. You get the malt. You get, yeah, you get the sweetness from the malt that really does predominate. Some berry. Yeah, kind of, not woody, maybe. A little bit woody, but the malt sweetness really backs everything up. It's really quite nice. You get the berries, some of the fruit, some of the orange, the citrus, and then yeah, full malt backbone. I'm really excited to dive into this because it's been sitting out for maybe 5 or so minutes, and the whole time I've been thinking, fuck, I want to drink this beer. So it's a little bit high. Here's to getting what we want, but not what we deserve. That's why I say this is a good fridge filler. And I mean this in the nicest way. This is completely inoffensive. It's a straight up amber ale, well brewed amber ale that looks orange, but it's a well brewed amber ale. I really enjoy it. You get that bitterness that you want, that sort of pulls you in for more. You get, let me tell you what you get. Yeah, so the first thing that hits you is the fruit. The orange that I mentioned. You don't get so much in the way of berry, although I do get some like blackcurrant and blackberry, weirdly enough, from this. I suppose kind of maybe more a traditional flavour that you would expect from an amber ale. These beers are made with traditionally British hops, so you're thinking your East Kent Goldings, your Fuggles. They sort of throw out some green tea, blackberry, blackcurrant, orange notes as well, I believe. I think you get some from EKG, East Kent Goldings. So that's what hits you first. Then you get the bitterness and the bitterness that surrounds your mouth. It really, as I said, really drags you in for more. And then on the back end, you get that malt. You get some of the malt, the biscuit, and it just makes you want to drink more and more. So I said earlier that Grandad, I'm coming for you, and I think you're really going to enjoy this beer. And I think whether people are into craft beers or not, I don't think. I won't go into that. When I began the review, I was going to start talking about let me get that in focus. I was talking about the marketing, BrewDog's marketing, and I think as a company they're quite interesting to look at because they've been a well-established brewery since 2007. They've gone through a lot of changes. Not that other breweries haven't, but they particularly, I suppose, coming into this behemoth that they are now. I think on Untapped they're named as a regional brewery, so read into that as you will, but I don't really care. But what fascinates me is their evolution of their branding. And that's what I meant, branding, not marketing. Well, it's the same thing. But the first BrewDog cans, they were very uniform. You had, the blue punk, and punk is still blue of course, but every release followed a very, very similar identity. Then the second wave of their branding came around, and you sort of saw some of those Solitaire crosses, some of those like lines and stuff, and I think they put those on there. They used those with their beer postcards that I don't think anyone actually really used other than for themselves. And I mean, I tried a few times and it never actually worked. When you wrote a name on one of the postcards in the BrewDog pub, post it in this little letterbox, and then if you went to another brewery and said, "Oh, my friend so-and-so sent me a postcard," you get a free beer. But I don't think it ever worked. I don't think they ever do it again. And the only time that I really use those postcards is to collect them and put them up on a wall to see which ones I've visited. That aside, the branding now is, well, I suppose there was a third wave, which was kind of when they began to get rid of quite a few of their headliners. If you think of, I don't see Elvis Juice around much anymore. Clockwork Tangerine is completely gone. Dead Pony Club, I can't see, not even on their tap lists in their pubs, though you do see Elvis Juice. And so with this sort of evolution, like the fourth one, it's with these cans, especially the single ones, you still have some of that standardization like you saw with Hop Frenzy, sort of. It's very similar styles of branding and design, but you do get these cans. You get the Shore Leave, Lucky Cat, Wingman. They're almost taking they're taking a far more ununified or ununiform approach. Similar to how breweries, I don't know, Dea comes to mind, where every can design, or beak would be a great example. Every can or beer is different, has a different brand, a different picture, a different logo, artistic representation on the can, whatever you want to call it. And BrewDog are doing the same, but it's not as, the artistic influence isn't the same across beers. I mean, you look at this, and you're not thinking of Wingman, which has been stopped from being sold in various countries because it appeals to kids, apparently. So this was my little ramble on the BrewDog can evolution, and I'm sure I'll try and go into it at another time in a more coherent way, probably get a few examples up and actually show what I'm trying to say. But it's interesting that they're doing this. You can tell that BrewDog really are trying to appeal to. You can tell who they're trying to appeal to, and this is trendy. Consider other bottles. Hobgoblin comes to mind. It's just very traditional. It's that very oldie Germanic style that you see on these beers that I think turn a lot of people off. Not just within my age bracket, but also within 30s or 40s maybe. But something like this, it's really going to appeal to them. And if you can make a great beer off the back of that, which can sometimes be a little bit of a big ask from BrewDog. I take the piss. I actually think the beers are fine. But this is a really good beer. I said it's a great fridge filler. You can get them in the 4-pack. You can get them as a standalone beer, and I highly recommend it. If I was to give this a rating, which I'm gonna, I'd give this in the region of 8 or 9. I see no reason for it to be anything else. I don't, I think a 10 is a truly exceptional beer. But would I have another one of these? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had 3 before this. Not right now, but yesterday and the day before. It's a tippity top brew. So it's 8 out of 10 from the Hoppy Ferret. It's Sunday. I'm going to put some bets on the football, and to compound my losses, I'm going to go play some poker. Cheers.